Good day. So next up on the January 2020 paper is the measurement questions, number 31 to 38. Measurement really covers perimeter area, volume, speed, conversion of units. So that could include weight, kilograms, grams, tons, and capacity measurements as well. So milliliters to liters and stuff. And we're going to look at all of those as well. The nice thing about this topic in particular is a lot of the formulas on the formula sheet, because yes, CXC does have a formula sheet for the maths exam. Half of the formula sheet is dedicated to perimeter, area, volume, measurement questions, and the other half is trigonometry. So some of the formulas you do get, so you get some of the harder formulas you see in volume of the cylinder. Anything that have a circle attached to it, you could see we have the formula for it there, and the triangle has several different formulas as well, some for regular perimeter and area, some for regular area, some for the trigonometry aspect. So some formulas you're not going to get if you notice. So just to show you, you're not getting basic formulas like a square, which is side by side, rectangle length by breadth, volume of a cube, which is side by side by side, and volume of a cuboid, which is length by breadth by height. So in this one, first one, the volume of a cube whose edge is 6 centimeters long is, so the formula for volume of a cube is side cube, or side times side times side. All the sides are the same, similar to a die, so it'll just be 6 by 6 36 by 6, 260. Now they have several different variations in this question. Sometimes they ask the same question, 3 centimeters going to be the length of a side. Sometimes they ask the same question, 10 centimeters going to be the length of one of those sides. So that was a very simplistic one. Let me look at a slightly more difficult one, right? So the volume of the cuboid is 320 cubic centimeters. So they give me the volume of the cuboid as 320 cubic centimeters, and they tell me the height is 5. And what they want, since it's a square base, they want the length of one of those sides of the square base. So normally the formula for a cuboid will be length by breadth by height, and in this case that's going to equal 320 cubic centimeters, cm cube. So if that's the height, again length, breadth, but since this time they tell me the bottom is a square, then it's going to be side by side. Really, we could write it as, because it's a square, length by breadth going to turn into side times side. So the formula could really become, because it's a square, I could still call it length by breadth, but a square side by side. So it's going to be side by side, or side squared times height is equal to 320. And the term of the height is 5, so I have side squared times 5 is 320. And I want one of the sides, but before I get one of the sides, you realize how the algebra coming in here, it'll be side squared. So I need to get rid of that 5. That 5 was supposed to be there, because right now it come like I have 5 side squared is equal to 320, which is the same thing as side squared by 5 if you prefer see it like this. So I want the side squared by itself, that's the unknown I want to find. So I need to get rid of multiply by 5, and as we would have seen earlier in the algebra section, to get rid of anything in maths, you do the reverse. So to the reverse of multiplying by 5 will be to divide by 5 on both sides. So this is going to cancel out. So I get inside squared, 5 into 320, when you work it out, you're going to get 64. Again, you'll have to do that working without your calculator. So side squared is 64, so I want side, the reverse of squaring something is finding the square root, so the square root of 64 is 8. So in other words, 8 times 8, 64 by 5, 320, or 8 5s 40 by 8, 320, however you want to look at it. The answer is going to be A, and this question repeats often. So let me look at some other the volume questions. So volume apparently doesn't repeat as often as the others. These are some of the other questions that I was able to come across, and these dealing with the cylinder. So we have two here. The volume of a cylinder with diameter 6 centimeters and height 20 centimeters. And they have the diagram, it's drawn in the diagram there. Again, they say diameter 6 centimeters. The nice thing is that formula on the formula sheet. So if you're not sure, you check your formula sheet, the volume of cylinder, look at right here, second one. So the formula is pi r squared times height. Again, they don't need to put the multiplication sign, because it comes just like algebraic terms. Once they're close to each other, it means multiply. What you notice is they didn't tell me what pi is going to be in this question. And if they don't tell you what pi is going to be, because normally they would, double check with your answers first. And since pi is still in the answers for this question, that means pi being treated like a variable, like how you'll treat x. 2 times x is 2x, 2 times pi is 2 pi. They're leaving pi as pi. So that means pi times the radius squared. I have the diameter, and that was the little catch in this question. This formula uses radius. So to get the radius from the diameter is really twice the radius. So this is going to be 3. So the radius here is really 3. That's what you have to pay attention to in this one in particular. So the radius is going to be 3 squared, and the height is 20. So this is really going to be pi. 3 squared is 9 times 20. 9 times 20 is 180 pi. And same idea for this next one. A cylinder of radius 3 centimeters. So they give me the radius this time, and height 8 centimeters. The volume going to be, well, again, I would use the same formula. You realize pi still in each of the answers. It'll be 3 squared pi r squared. R squared will be 3 3 is 9 8 72 pi cubic centimeters. Sorry.